Hello, everybody. It helps when you turn your microphone on. I, I said to myself earlier, I says, don't forget to turn your microphone on. So anyway, hope everybody's Saturday is starting out well. I know mine did. It was really nice this morning. I mean, it was a cool 61 degrees. It was just right for a morning sunrise, and man, was it beautiful. It, but and then we went to Dennis's sunrise, and he was on Lake Lanier in Georgia, and man, what a beautiful lake it is, and it is huge. It is a huge lake. Welsh Rob, good morning, brother. Jackson RC Aviation, good morning. Michael Blades, good morning. Tomas, good morning. Peter Carroll, good morning to you too. Or I'm sorry, good evening to you, Mayla. Good morning, dear lady, dear friend. How are you today? Yeah, self didn't remind me. Morning, Dean. Good to see you guys in the chat. Hope everything's starting out well. Dennis Lovelady should be along here most shortly. I have sent out some invitations. In fact, I need to pop out the chats here. Uh-oh. That wasn't supposed to happen. Let me get the chats popped out here. I always like to pop out the chats from YouTube. I don't know why I have it here in StreamYards, but anyway. So I am going to post the link also into the chats. I will post it for about 30 seconds. If anybody would like to come in, please feel free to do so. There it is. I will take it out shortly. Johnny.
Hey, Rodney.
How's it going, brother?
Oh, just got through flying a little Femi Mini here. Did a little quick sunrise.
Oh, cool. Can you go live with that thing?
I guess if I went through Prism, I guess I could. I haven't had it long enough, Rodney, to try to fool with too much. You got one battery, so it's kind of,
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Well, I guess since you just got it, you probably still got some exploring to do, huh?
Yeah, that's what. That's really just the second time I've actually. I just kind of put it up, went and made my coffee, and set the control down, and. But yeah, it seems to fly pretty good. It really does. I don't. I mean, of course, I don't. It's not. I say it's not good as a Mini 2, but I tell you, for 319, it definitely seems like it could be a fun little drone.
Well, I mean, I've heard good things about it. I mean, but probably not as good of things as some of the DJI drones, but
yeah, though, I'll tell you what, the build quality is actually, it feels pretty good. I tell you, I'm kind of excited about it a little bit. We'll see.
Cool. Well, that's good. Hey, Ari.
Good evening, all.
How you doing?
Hey, Johnny, Rodney, how are you? And everybody in the chat. I'll have the chat up in a minute.
Everybody's good. Coffee's good. Beautiful day here. So, hey.
Beautiful day here, too.
Lovely day here as well.
After the week we had.
That's right. You guys had a bad weather week, didn't you, Johnny?
Oh, my God. And personally, where I'm at, we were okay, and we only got about 3 inches of rain. But Lake Charles to the west of us, man, they got hit again, and that's like their third time in less than, well, they had 2 hurricanes and now flooding here. So it's been pretty bad.
Wow. Hey, good morning, Steve Essex. How you doing, sir? So, yeah, we've had pretty good weather. I mean, yesterday was really nice. It's supposed to get up into the 90s. Thursday it was really hot. I mean, I guess it was about 96 degrees.
Yeah, the only thing I'm behind on now, of course, grass. I couldn't cut grass. I'm gonna try to get all my grass cut today, and got a baseball game at 1. So we'll get all that crap done.
Are you playing or watching?
No, our local university is the last game, and then we hosting the Southland Conference tournament here in Hammond. So we'll have the top 8 seeds from the Southland Conference, which is some schools in Sam Houston, Central Arkansas, Southeastern, Louisiana, McNeese. So it's gonna be a fun. That starts next Wednesday, so we'll have a lot of baseball, 4 games a day.
Oh, okay.
So I'm taking off like next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
G'day, Tom, and everybody else in the chat. If I missed anybody, sorry, I'm just still getting ready. Came in, rushed out of the shower, and thought, Rodney will be on. Rodney will be on, and he was late again.
Well, it's good to see you back on. All right.
Yeah, mate. I had a bit of a busy week in and out of the hospital again. I've got another surgery coming up in the next few weeks, so that's something to look forward to. What else did I do? I flew the Mini 2 a couple of times and refurbished a laptop computer today. So yeah, keeping myself busy, Rodney. You've had a haircut.
I have, and a beard trim. That happens about once every 6 months.
Charging. Hey, at least you got something to cut. Don't complain.
Who's
my hair used to be wavy. Now it's waving goodbye.
Rodney, you heard what I did Wednesday, huh?
What'd you do?
Passed my Part 107.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations, Johnny.
Yeah, I kind of studied on the slide. I made my mind up about a month ago, and man, I crashed course there and got it done.
Did you use remote pilot 101?
I did. I did, and I watched a lot of other videos, of course. But I tell you, they actually had some. They had some stuff on there that they had 3 questions about remote ID, which was very new. That I don't say that remote pilot 101 even. I mean, he did hit over a couple things, but these particular 3 questions, I actually watched some of Tony Northrup's videos. And what else? I watched a lot of free stuff, but I did pay for the course, and of course the Jason's course. I mean, I don't think you can do it without it, I guess, but it was very, very informative, and it's great to have as a knowledge bank,
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But the questions I had, I had a lot of, I was kind of worried about weather, stable air, unstable air, and I didn't even have a question about that, so it was kind of weird. I had a lot of center of gravity questions. A lot of takeoff and landing, runway type stuff. So I don't know.
Remote Pilot 101, everybody I know in the States who's used it speaks highly of it. And I think they've got a not a money back, but guarantee for pass. If you don't pass, you can go back as many times as you need.
Yeah, you go back. I have it. I have it now, and so no, I think it's great to have.
Well, we don't have anything similar for the Australian REPL, which is a lot more expensive. You don't get out of it for under $1,500 to get a commercial license here. So, it would be nice to have somebody who gave you a guaranteed pass. Come back as many times as you need.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I haven't, when you're, I'm 64 years old. I haven't taken a test since I was, since the real estate exam in 1995. So I'll tell you, it was a little, yes. The guy could even, it was an older gentleman when I walked in, and then the younger guy kind of, took all my info, and he said, just relax. It'll be fine. He said, is there anything, he even asked, I said, I was teasing him about sectional charts. He said, but man, is there any things I, can answer, before you go in? I'll be glad to help you. I said, no, listen, I got up at 5:30 that morning, watched about 4 straight hours of videos. I had to be there for 10. I said, no, I'm just ready to get it done, you know.
Yeah, it is a worry. I was like,
what 50. I did was mark 60 numbers on a piece of paper, and I circled the first through. I circled every one I knew that was right. I mean, 100% right. So then,
hello, Dean.
You know, I went back.
Hey guys, I want to real quickly say hello to Asgard Studios. Hugh, welcome to the chat, and also Builder 710. Good morning. So how you doing, Dean?
I'm doing pretty well. Supposed to have a motorcycle ride this morning, but it got rained out because of tropical
wow,
storm out in the Gulf. So, and I got my green screen that's all back in the corner. I can't get to it. So you have to look at all the junk. I'm building up a new computer for my wife on the table back there.
Yeah, I can see it flashing.
Yeah, she was complaining about her old one. She retired from her business in 2014, and she was still using a computer that she had in her business, and it was way outdated. So I decided to build her one and drag her into Windows 10, kicking and screaming. But that little computer in the background there is going to be 35 times faster than the one she's using now. It's an 8.
But who's counting?
Yeah, it's an 8-core i7 10th generation Intel chip.
Oh, okay.
It's running 4.3 gigahertz, so it's really fast.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm toying with the idea of getting a new laptop. I want to get one that's going to be powerful enough for me to do video editing on, because I mean, I can edit on the one that I've got. It's an i3 generation of Intel processor, but it's just, you know, it takes a while to do any editing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Rodney, I just got this Apple Mac 1, the M1 with the this thing is fast and quick, man. I love it.
Those little things are really fast, and they do well in editing. I'm not a Mac guy, but we have a couple down at church, and they are fast.
Well, you know, when I was doing my live streams, it would lock up now and then because I had a MacBook Air, just not the M1 chip. And now, man, I tell you what, I'm streaming to a big 27-inch screen next to me here, and then I've had 3 live shows with this one, and man, it processes fast and no locking up anymore. I was able to share video, so it seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say good morning to Pilot Sharks Ariel. Or Hanger. I'm sorry, Pilot Sharks Hanger.
Yeah, big support of all the channels, yeah.
Welcome to the chat.
Just looking at Michael there saying that he's thinking about going for a MacBook Pro. My Macs are all downstairs gathering dust. I went there for a number of years, but not anymore, I'm afraid. It's like Linux, you know, when I was working in the data center, yeah, I had to use Linux. Nowadays, I just want to be able to buy software off the shelf for anything, do anything, and when I'm ill, I want my son to be able to manage it for me, so it's Windows.
Yeah, well, I have looked at that MacBook Pro with the M1 chip in it, because I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it, but I'm really kind of reluctant to change over to Apple.
Well, I found that when I had my Apple gear, because there was a certain amount of software that I couldn't run on OS X, or as it was then, so I was running a virtual machine. And then when Windows 7 came along, you know, I was sort of looking at Windows 7 on the virtual machine, so then I did a dual boot. And then after a while, I thought, why am I even bothering? Because it was as stable as OS X was in those days, and as fast for most of what I was doing. So in the end, I ended up blowing it away totally and just having Windows 7 on the iMac, and then Windows 10 after that. And about that point, I thought, why am I even doing this to myself? And I just built the current AMD system that I'm running now.
I was just trying to read what Michael Blade. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Well, I got with Sam Burns. You know, Sam's in the chat, and he does some stuff for Apple. And then Mark Fisher, who you know is pretty popular with photography and stuff. And that This M1 chip is definitely. I tell you what, it's very impressive when you click on something, it's there. That's for sure.
Cool. I may make the switch. Like I said, I mean, the computer that I'm using now, I've got a tower here that I use now for most of my editing, but it's about 3 years old now, and it's beginning to show its age, and so I want to be able to have something that's going to be powerful enough that when I go traveling, like when I come down to Florida meetups and stuff, that I'll be able to do some editing if I want to.
Right.
And so I've been looking at a few laptops with the i9 Intel processor in it.
The i9 is a good chip. That should do it, but you need a lot of RAM. You need as much RAM as you can get.
Yeah.
Which is often a limiting factor on a notebook chipset. They often only have two slots. And then, of course, there's the cooling issue if you're going to run it for long periods at a high duty cycle.
Well, I'm sorry, Ari, what was that again?
I would just say, you can have issues getting as much RAM as you want into a notebook. Often, a lot of the time they only have 2 RAM slots, which limits you. Yeah. And then the other issue is, this. I'll just move my camera. This is the previous machine that I was using before I was using my current machine. That's I'm trying to get underneath there so you can see it. That's an i7 notebook. And as you can see, it's on a cooling stand with 3 fans underneath it, because I found that when I was running that for hours at a time, it used to get really toasty.
All right, what do you use to edit? Video. You do most of your editing. What program?
I use Premiere Pro. I had it. I've had it for about a year or so now, and a lot of my friends, a lot of the guys, Matt and so forth, use DaVinci Resolve, and they said, "Oh, you should come over." And my attitude is, well,
right.
I've already got it. I know how to use it. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. It does what I want to do. I think if I was starting out from scratch now on a Windows-based computer, I'd probably be using DaVinci, but where I am now, Premiere Pro is good for me.
Well, I am in the process of trying to learn DaVinci. I'm using Premiere Pro mostly right now, but there's going to come a time when I'm not going to be able to do that.
Yeah,
because
DaVinci is a really nice program, but it's got a pretty steep learning curve on it. But once you learn it, you can do anything in it. Anything.
Oh yeah. That's what Matt Northeast uses, and he does wonders with it. Yeah. He has gotten really good with it. Of course, I think he spends a lot of time actually doing it. So, hey, Ron, good morning.
There's a lot of good YouTube videos on DaVinci Resolve, how to use it, and they are quite good.
Yes, that's one of the good things about it.
That's the way I learned it. I put DaVinci Resolve up on one screen and put YouTube up on the other one, and just walk through them.
Yeah, you can do anything with YouTube, just about.
Yep.
G'day, Ron and Neil. Good to see you guys. I think it's a case of, to some degree, what you used to. I know that Matt never used Premiere Pro. He had Premiere Elements, a much cut back program. And, I think that's one of the beauties of DaVinci is that even the free version can do pretty much anything the average guy wants to do.
Oh, so, the free version of DaVinci puts even Premiere Elements to shame, really.
Yeah, it does. Because that gives people the benefit of being able to download it no cost and decide whether it's for them. Whereas Premiere Pro, I dispute that there's much you can do with DaVinci that you can't do with Premiere Pro, but you got to lay out that money first before you get it.
Yeah. Blind Neil, I believe Blind Neil is in the house. Good morning. Ron Lockwood is in the house. Ron, I sent you a link, buddy. If I know you're probably working though. Good morning, Steve. SJM Drones and Media is in the house. And Peter Carroll snuck in.
You'll let anyone in here?
If they let me in, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, Dean, we like you.
It's just because I'm old and gray like you guys.
And Peter, don't take that the wrong way. I like you too.
What do you
Not
mean
like
old
getting
and
abused.
grey?
Hey, Dean, it's not like getting abused in the morning, you know.
Yeah.
How many grey from here down? You know, the rot hasn't risen that far yet.
Four-eyed canine. He makes a good point. Paid version of DaVinci is also a one-time fee, not subscription-based. And that's one of the problems with Premiere Pro. I like Premiere Pro, but it is subscription-based. And like I said, once I retire, I won't be able to afford that.
It can be subscription-based, but you can also get it standalone. I have standalone. Oh,
do you?
Yeah. Once off. That was it.
Pond and Moore, good morning.
So, Rodney, what do you use? What do you use?
Now I'm using Premiere Pro.
Okay.
As my editor. And I've tried everything. I've tried Pinnacle. I've tried I've tried DaVinci before, but like it was mentioned, it takes there's a large learning curve to it. Yeah, I had Premiere Elements, which I used primarily, and there was Corel Studio, which Corel and Pinnacle are basically the same editors. There's a lot of similarities. They're both owned by Pinnacle. And I also used there was a free one. I can't remember the name of it now, but in the end, when it came right down to it, I ended up staying with Premiere Elements, and then I went to Premiere Pro. Mm-hmm. So
I used to use free software when I was editing at first, but I only edited at 1080. When I wanted to go to 4K, I needed to go a little bit harder than that. Somebody it was there, my SJM Drones and Media uses LumaFusion. If you want to edit on an iPad, I've paid for a subscription of LumaFusion. It is amazing what you can do. It's not a bad package at all.
It's very good. I've got a little iPad that I use for flying one of my drones, and I have LumaFusion on it, and it does very well.
And it's okay. It's okay to move around a menu and stuff pretty good on the iPad to edit.
Yeah, you almost need a little pen stylus though.
Yeah.
When you got a 13-inch iPad Pro and the pen, it is easy. What I like about it is it doesn't happen to be so much anymore because I'm not working as much. But when I went out on a job site and you'd take the footage for the customer and you'd give them a bit of a look at what you've got.
Right.
You say, I'm going to go home and I'll edit this up and I'll have it back to you next Tuesday. And, as often as not, especially if it was somebody I'd be traveling some distance, they'd say, oh, can't you leave me with something? So it would allow me to just quickly throw the footage onto the iPad and put something together right there and then for them in, say, an hour and hand it to them before I went home. Yeah. And for that, it was excellent.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. Ron uses LumaFusion. It's really good. But I just prefer, I've got a 32-inch monitor and I like to have my real estate. It is easier.
I was going to try and use LumaFusion on my iPad mini, but it just seemed like it anytime I tried to download any videos from an SD card, it seemed like it took forever. Maybe it's just because I'm not used to the way the iPads work.
The mini would be a bit of an ask, Rodney.
Yeah.
It really would.
What you need to do is get a little adapter to plug the SD card into the iPad. Yeah, just take it out and plug it in. That works well.
I do have that. I do have that adapter. In fact, Dennis Lovelady suggested that the adapter, and I got it. But I guess I just need to be a little more patient
Are you using the latest iOS 14 point whatever, Rodney?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it really became quite easy with that. You'd plug the card reader in it, and it would just load it. Mind you, as I said, I'm using the current generation iPad Pro. It's probably got a little bit more get up and go than the Mini.
Hey, Steve, why don't you put a link to that in the chat there, brother?
And a brand new MacBook, AirBook iPad has the new M1 chip in it also, I think so.
No, Bionic 14.
Oh, that was okay. The newest one.
Yeah.
Well, see, and that was another thing. I'm also considering getting an iPad Pro, the large one.
Yep.
Instead of a laptop, because I know Ron Lockwood uses an iPad Pro, Dennis uses an iPad Pro, and I think they both use LumaVision or LumaFusion, whatever it is, and I mean, Ron is really good at it, and so is Dennis. But
they do everything right there on the iPad.
So, Steve, SJM Drones and Media put a link to his video.
I'm going to go get another cup of coffee, guys. I'll be right back.
That he edited using was it LumaFusion?
It's not on sale yet here that I'm aware of, Tom. Might be, but last I checked.
Ari, I think Tomas is right. I thought I saw an iPad Pro with the M1 in it. Might like you said.
Yeah,
it's here in the States right
the
now.
brand new one that came out about 2 weeks ago, the 20. Yeah, they do have the M1.
Oh, well, that's why it's not on sale up here yet. Give me about 2 months and it'll be available.
Yeah, you Australians are always behind the curve.
Yeah,
in all seriousness, I've got this one which was the current generation. It's got the LiDAR and all the bizzo and it's a 1 terabyte model. I don't think I'm going to be rushing down to upgrade to the.
But hey, Eric, they already talking about the M2 chip, and I just got this 2 weeks ago.
Yep, not in that much of a hurry.
Well, see, that's the problem with buying any new form of electronics, because as soon as you buy it, they come. I used to think that they waited for me to buy the latest and greatest, and then immediately they released the newest one.
Well, Rodney, it's funny because I held off buying the Air 2, and man, right when I ordered that thing, it wasn't about. I think I even put on Drone Nation. I told Ron I'm ordering. Ron shot me a text. He said, "Johnny, I heard they coming out with this Air 2S." I hadn't even got my Air 2 yet.
Yeah.
But listen, you can't keep up with. I think at the time you buy, if it meets your specs, that's the time to buy it. And like you say, 3 years if you got a little older one, and you'll be fine for the next probably 3 to 5 years if you get something that's pretty quick right now.
If you suffer from, sorry, Rodney.
That's the thing. I learned early on that if you wait to buy something, you're going to be waiting forever, because it almost always seems that as soon as you buy what you think is the latest and greatest, a month to 3 months later, they're coming out with a new one that's even better.
If you suffer from buyer's remorse, consumer electronics are not for you.
No.
Yeah.
That and owning drones recently.
I have to say, normally it doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me that they've superseded the iPad. If I had have bought an Air 2, however, I probably would have felt a bit burned when they came out with the Air 2S, because there was nothing on there that was revolutionary. There was nothing that was on there that they couldn't have put on the original Air 2 if they'd have wanted to. That was blatant marketing grab for me.
Yeah. Well, that's their job, to get us to buy stuff.
So I was wondering, guys, Steve, is it okay if I share your video? I'm not sure about the sound, but I'll leave the sound off. He edited this with LumaFusion, I believe he said. And Yeah, and he was using an Osmo Action camera. So if you don't mind, I'll be more than happy to share it. So I'll wait for him to answer, and then I'll share it. So okay, he said okay. So let me get it ready here. All right, guys. All right, so he edited this with LumaFusion, and the camera he was using is an Osmo Action Cam. Wow.
Nice colors.
That's pretty nice looking video.
It is a really good editing suite. It really is. But you need the Apple Pencil to really be accurate, especially in cutting and time slicing, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I bought. Same time I bought the adapter for the SD card. I bought both the pen and the SD card reader at the same time, and I guess like I said, I probably just was too impatient. So
yeah, Tom, LumaFusion was about, I think Peter would know, he's got it, but I think I paid in the high 40s of dollars, so just under $50 Australian.
Yeah.
So about $2.
I think I paid somewhere around $49 for mine.
Yep.
And that's just a one-time.
Once only.
One time.
And you can put it on as many iOS devices as you like.
Huh.
cool.
I haven't made a decision. I personally got to make something since I got this new laptop here, and get something to.
Look, for my money, an iPad is as well, not instead of. I have 3 Apple devices which I use for the drone business, but I don't think I could live with an iPad and not a PC. I'd have to have both.
I think Ron Lockwood put a link to a video. I'm gonna bring it up here in a moment. So, because he used on this one. Okay, and this was the Easter weekend. So let me get it all set up here. And again, he used the well, I'll just put that up there. I really like this, being able to share stuff like this.
It is good.
So I'll take that down. I'll start the video.
Wow. I'm listening. I'm making some coffee. Wow.
My favorite video of Ron's was titled "Scaring the Bejesus Out of Art in the Black Hills of South Dakota."
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Hey, Brooklyn chick, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. That looks like so much fun.
Great little machines, aren't they?
Cool.
Ron has so much fun on his outings.
He does. Well, he loves the photography and the drone flying and stuff. And his videos are always so good. And he gets some great shots with his cameras.
Yeah, he's a good photographer.
So, hey guys, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna put Dean in charge.
Uh-oh. You're in trouble now.
So you guys behave yourself. I'll be right back.
Don't say anything about Rodney.
Uh-oh.
I'll be listening.
Nothing good anyway. Yeah.
I can hear up to 5 feet away. So, and then I need to turn up my hearing aid.
We would never do that, Rodney.
Oh yeah, you would.
Yeah. I incorporate drones with my motorcycle riding sometimes. I have a Mavic Mini Flymore combo in the little case, and that just fits in the trunk of my Goldwing motorcycle with everything in it. Works perfect. I drive
Dean, where are you from?
I live about 25 miles west of San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We rode out there to hill country.
Yeah, we're within 80 miles of some of the best hill country riding in Texas.
Yeah, we rode out there many a times. I've probably been out there 5 or 6 times on the bikes.
Yeah. But anyway, I use my little Mavic Mini, and I've got a little recording program that will record the feedback from the Mini, but it'll also record my phone on the ground. And so I'll walk around talking to people, and then I'll take that video and just leave the audio and get rid of the video, and then put the video of the drone with it and match it up. And it looks like the drone's picking us up, walking around, talking down.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty.
The tundra. It works really well.
Yeah.
But
I just bought the Mini 2 for the motorbike.
Yeah.
I was swore I wasn't going to get one.
Mini's a great little drone. Even the Mini 2 is good too.
What surprised me, I can't think of who it was. Somebody. It was Dustin Dunhill over in Hawaii. I laughed at first for a start when he came on, and somebody has released a payload dropper for the Mini. That made me laugh. Yep.
Dropper.
But he tested it side by side, the original Mini and the Mini 2, to see how much they could lift. And the Mini 1 at 2 ounces, it couldn't lift any longer. It dropped. The Mini 2 could lift 7. It could actually lift 9, but he had to keep.
Mini 2 has better motors, and it can handle
way better,
much
way
higher
better
wind too.
Yeah, way better. It's 7 ounces. That's 198 grams and change.
That's almost as much as the Mini.
Yeah, almost as much as the aircraft itself.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't know that. It's good to know. But I've had my Mini 1 up in 22 mile an hour wind gusts, and it's very stable. It cries and gives me wind warnings, land immediately, but it's really stable even at that.
Well, I've only flown the Mini 2 twice now, but the first day I flew it, like you do, you get a new drone, I'm going to fly it. Yeah. And it was quite a windy day, and I was looking up at the drone, and you could see it was getting blown from pillar to post and all over the place. So, this is going to be not the best footage, but
video was perfectly stable.
Typical DJI gimbal, just absolutely perfect.
It's amazing what it'll do.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey,
Good morning.
Al.
Hi, Johnny. How you doing, Ari? Everybody.
Al, I got your little baby right here. Look.
Oh, dude, man, that's awesome. Guess what? Check this out.
What he done now? 2 of them. Oh, well, hey, I can't top that. You got 2 batteries. Send me a battery, Al.
Hey, dude, I just blew up my battery. I was modifying it. I was Duranifying it.
Yeah.
Okay, and
messing it up, buying it.
Yeah. So one of the premise was that I wanted to piggyback turn this camera down so you can see it a little better. Yeah. So I wanted to do is modify it. So Duranify it.
Duranify it.
And you can see the 2 extra holes I punched in there.
Yeah, I'll say mine
That
don't
is-
like that. Go ahead.
That is the product of a sick mind. It honestly is.
And so the deal was this, man. I was going to go ahead and put another battery in the bottom. And I forgot that I was dealing with 650s. And there's 2 of them, right? So you're running a little bit over 7 volts. And I put a 3S LiPo on it and just smoked my little control board in the battery. I mean, as soon as I plugged it in, that was like, and I set it on the camera right above me going, all right, here goes the smoke tester.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah. So anyway, but I still have 1 battery, so I can still fly both. So no worries.
I'm just
But,
going to reply to Thomas Ariels, guys. Tom, you're allowed to buy the Mini 2 when you've put up 5 videos that you've made with the Zoom.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Have you guys had a chance to see the Eagle's Nest video I just put out? Oh my God. Check it out. There's a comparison. Let me get better light on the subject here. But the comparison of how the 2S can zoom in 1K, 2K, and 4K, and it cannot zoom in on 5K. It can only zoom in on
Correct. Yeah.
1K, 2K, and 4K, not 5K. So if you put it in 1K 60 frames a second, you already have a crop factor. But in 1K, you can zoom in 6x. So why is that useful? Well, if you don't want to disturb like an eagle's nest, you stay pretty far away from it, and you're able to zoom in. So, yeah, check it out, man. It came out really good. And I also took the DJI FPV and for it, kind of give you a comparison how the FPV does versus the 2S. But I'll fly the FPVs totally different than most people. I fly it like an airplane.
Well, that would I'm planning to get one, Alan. That would be how I'd fly it. I've been.
Yeah.
I'm an RC instructor. I've been flying for 30 years. Fly all 4 modes. I'm not interested in acro or 3D or anything like that. I just want the extra style of footage that it allows me, and that's how I'd fly it.
But if you want to do freestyle, this is what you build. Okay, build this, and then you can freestyle. Okay, so you get a 3.5 inch, 3 inch to start with that doesn't rip so fast and is not so intimidating for the people around you. Right, as you can see, this thing's heavily used. You can see so much grass in it, right, and on the bottom, just. But anyway, that's the deal. I don't use the FPV as a freestyler. It's too heavy. So when you throw it around.
So most people say.
Yeah. You come out of your pirouettes, flips, whatever. You got to hammer it to get it back.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it, but just because you can doesn't mean you should.
No. And it's too expensive to break, right? This here, I've already blown out flight controller, bearings going out on it next. So I'm talking $15 motor, flight controller, $50, batteries are $20, so you can blow through it pretty easily. So that's been my experience. And one of the things that I haven't done very well is shared, my migration from the GPS drone into the FPV world. And it's been amazing. It really has, because now I'm kind of obsessed. It's kind of my next obsession. Yeah.
I have absolutely zero ambition to do that with a. After you've done 3D with a T-Rex 650. I have absolutely zero. Hello, Peter. I'm listening to myself. That's a horrible effect. After you've done 3D with a T-Rex 650.
Hey, Peter, turn off your sound on your website.
That'll be me.
Yeah, thanks, Peter.
Bingo.
All right, sorry.
Hi, Peter.
We got the
Hey, Peter.
I'm out of practice on StreamYard. I forgot to turn off the YouTube.
Yeah.
That's a common mistake. I've done that.
Yeah, I know,
before,
yeah.
too. In fact, when I was bringing up mine, it was probably echo until I got it turned off.
Yeah, I haven't fallen for that one for a long time.
And the worst part is when you do it in the real job, right? get in trouble by the boss.
You can change the return to home altitude in the Mavic 2 in two places. If you, the top left-hand side of the screen where the quick drop-down menu is there, where you calibrate your compass and whatnot, you can change it in there. And I can't remember exactly where it is in the main menu on the top right-hand side, but it is in there. But you make sure that you change your maximum altitude as well. So it's pointless changing your return to home altitude to 100 meters if your maximum is set to 70, for example.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Mr. JRCs. Welcome into the chats there, brother. Peter, welcome to the panel.
No, thanks, Rodney. Yeah, it's been a while. I thought I'd wasn't too busy tonight, so I thought I'd drop in and say hello.
Well, I kind of figured you came in because I said I didn't like you earlier.
that was part of the reason. Yeah.
Come in to defend himself, Rodney.
I know, and I'm proud of him for doing that too.
So
now that you've come in and you've defended yourself, goodbye.
Oh, I'll tell you.
that's rough, man. That's rough.
I'm so honored.
He loves to be. Hey, he loves that button. He loves that.
I do.
button.
I love being able to do that.
That's rough, man.
Of course, I did that one day and it backfired on me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember if it was Ari or Matt. But I took one of them off the screen and
It never came back.
That wasn't me.
Well, they did eventually come back about 10 minutes later, but
It'd have to be Matt. I'm used to
That sounds like
rejection. I'm
Matt.
married. Yeah, it'd be Matt. He's not married. I'm married. I'm used to rejection.
so
No, hey, y'all be divorced at 64, then you really get used to rejection.
Yeah, but
I've got a quick question for Ron Lockwood. He put up on Facebook today a story about him winning an award for the best paramedic or something, and he's
that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
he
And
made
the one question
paramedic of the year.
Really?
one question.
Really?
Yeah, he had a picture of his trophy. It's a pretty nice looking trophy.
The one question I had for him was: is there more than one person working there? That was the only question I had.
Oh,
they getting all the credit. Huh?
Oh,
So
man.
Peter, you're not saying it was self-proclaimed.
Could have been.
I don't know. You know, I mean, I reckon if I had a really serious, life-threatening accident, when I came to, it wouldn't be too bad finding Ron's face there. Because what's the worst that could happen? He could look down at you and say, "I'm sorry, buddy, I can't save you, but would you like to have a shoot at one of my guns or fly my drone?"
Yeah.
I mean, you could go out having fun.
Well, hey, on that note, I'm Realtor of the Year. I just want to let y'all know I'm Realtor of the Year. So
Awesome. Congrats.
That's
man.
Cool.
that's a jailable offence here in Australia.
okay, I'm not.
Just like lawyer of the year.
I take it, Johnny, you only have one relative? No.
What's that? Yeah. No. Unfortunately, Al, I wish they would make realtor license a lot more money to get and a lot harder to get because, wow, everybody. All I know is I have about I don't know how many friends I have like on Facebook or whatever, and everybody's a realtor. So it's you almost in a town the size I'm in. I think everybody has their own personal realtor. It's kind of how it works.
Okay, I can't resist this. He's a realtor, as they say here, and he doesn't know how many friends he's got. We can all answer that, can't we?
Well, I'll tell you what, you must be crushing it in this market here in the U.S. I mean, here in my area, dude,
Uh-oh.
you're selling
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
Howdy.
Hey, Dennis.
So, is it the video you want me to show us in the messenger?
It is.
Okay. Hang on, guys.
I can't see the chats, guys, so sorry.
It's all good, Dennis. Nobody wrote nothing bad about you in the chat.
Not yet.
Not yet, anyway. They might after this video.
They absolutely might. I want to tell you that video is edited. I zoomed in. I was not nearly as close to that eagle as it appears.
Oh, awesome! I want to see this.
Oh, come on. Don't spoil it for us, Dennis.
Yeah, well.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, sitting right there. What'd you shoot it with, Dennis?
Mavic Mini, Mini 2.
The Mini 2. Are you doing the digital zoom yourself on the with the function key and the roller?
No, I did it in post.
You did in post. Okay.
Yeah.
He was checking out that drone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd be
that's
a
very
bit
cool.
cautious.
That's very cool. Yeah, he's really watching that drone.
Wow.
Yeah, I ruffled his feathers a little bit. Then I decided to give him a break. So I took
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think if he decided he wanted your drone, he would just take it.
it would have been his, no question about it. I wasn't being completely kind, partially.
Well, not far from where I live, at a place called Victoria Point, the council have erected about a 70-foot steel pole for the sea eagles to nest, and this is true. It's available. You can see pictures of it on the net. On top of this pole is a huge eagle's nest put together out of bits of branches and twigs and so forth.
Sure.
And embedded into this thing is a Phantom 4 professional obsidian. Somebody got too close.
Hey guys, here's what here's what the bird thinks.
Yeah.
Here's what the bird thinks of Dennis's drone.
Yeah, he cut a good one there. Hey, on that note, I would like to kind of follow up the eagle thing. Let me show you what I have. Nice. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. No, can I share something with you guys?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Let me go ahead and share.
That's worse than getting clicked off. Getting
no, let's see. I don't care about the audio. Let's just share. Screen's better with sharing. Okay, share screen.
Good footage, Dennis.
What's that?
Hi to Matt. Good to see you, Matt.
Okay, so
Matt.
I'll play it. I think I can play it. Is this play it? Go. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't mean to put the intro in there, but it's going to end in like 5 seconds. And so what you're going to see is wrong one. Crap. Apologies, guys. I'm
This is live TV. We understand.
Glad to know.
You sure you got the right one now?
Okay, got the right one now. This is a location in Richmond, Virginia, right next to the James River. Rodney, I didn't get a chance to take you there, but this is the eagle's nest in the middle of the city here. And you'll see the comparison 1K, 2K, 4K, and then on the lower right-hand quadrant is my DJI FPV quadcopter. And you can see the difference. You can see that the little young'un there is getting bigger.
Oh, wow.
You see that? And so what I did is just did the manual, kind of circle me mode. And it gets really tough once you zoom in, obviously, because any camera, when you zoomed in with a long lens, it's easier for it to.
Pretty nice.
Hey, good morning, Matt.
So, guys, check it out. I'm getting horrible numbers of views. I would appreciate all the help I could get. But yeah, so there's a difference. You can see I try to do very similar runs. I never changed the altitude. I just changed the zoom. And that's it. And then at the end, on the lower right-hand quadrant, you'll see that FPV drone coming up to the tower. Different times of years, the FPV drone was done a month and a half earlier. You can see there's
my goodness.
There's no leaves on the trees, but you can actually get a view of. I realized that flying the FPV drone, I realized what I was looking at when I got home and looked at it. But I wanted to show that the FPV drone is unique in the world because of the fact that now you can take your camera and point it down without having to, dive to get the shot like this. So yeah, the video is all about how to use Zoom on the 2S and its capabilities and its comparison of digital Zoom.
Cool.
And that's what I asked Dennis, if he had done it in post or not. But there it is. Look how far you can zoom out. It's crazy.
Wow. Hey, I want to say hello to Northeast Drone Productions, Matt. Good morning or good evening to you, and to Drone Psyche, Charlie. Good morning.
Yeah, Charlie. Guys, I want to say I got to hop off. Got some business to take care of. I want to thank everybody and have a great Saturday. Rest of it, get some flying in today and be safe.
Yeah, Sonny, you have a good day, brother.
I'm gonna be listening in the background. So.
All right. We won't talk too badly about you.
That's okay.
I won't be flying unless it's in the rain.
There you go. No, it's a beautiful day here today. So we got 4 or 5 good days, it looks like. Everybody have a great day.
You too,
Johnny.
So Ari, it is well worth getting that FPV drone from DJI if you plan to fly it like a plane. But
Yeah, that's the plan for me. I just want the footage that I can get, the different perspectives and just the different flow of the footage. I'm not going to say I will never, ever fly it in full acro mode. I'll probably do it once just to say I've done it, but that's not why I want one.
Yeah,
Hey, guys.
I seriously considered getting one, but I'm still a camera drone guy. I'm waiting for the Mavic 3. Got my money in my pocket if they'll just release it.
It's going to be expensive.
That's okay. That's okay.
I put the link to the panel in the chat. If you want to join, please do so. I'm going to take it down here in about 20 seconds, so make it fast if you're going to join.
Well, those DJI FPV drones are about $2,000 here, aren't they, in Australia? Are up around the $2,000 mark?
What's that? I'm sorry. The FPV about 2,100 basic kit, Peter.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Somebody can take my place. I got some things I need to do, but it was nice dropping in today. Appreciate it.
Well, Dean, I'm glad you popped in, brother. Always good to see you.
Not often I do, because I usually have a motorcycle ride, but today it got rained out, so I got to be here.
Well, good. And I'll pray for more rain on Saturdays.
We'll probably get some. It's supposed to rain nearly every day this week.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's Texas for you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to spend a little time with you, Dean.
Either get too much or not enough. We've had not enough for nearly 2 years now, so we want all the rain we can get for a while. Okay, been fun. See you guys later.
All right, Dean.
Hi, Dean.
So, Night Train, good morning. So are you driving back to
Going back home
to your home in
Peachtree City? Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to answer another question there for Mr. JRCs. The cache feature is how much space it will use to cache the low resolution copy of the footage that you're taking with your drone. It's switchable from 2 gigs through to 16 gigs or automatic. If you're using the standard controller and a controller device, be it an Apple device or an Android device, set it for whatever you want. If you're using the smart controller, do not set it to any more than 2 gigs because they periodically run out of RAM and crash.
Nice. That's a good tip.
I found out the hard way, Dennis.
Don't we all?
So what's new with everybody? Anybody buy anything or build anything lately?
Not me. No.
No, I haven't. Well, I did buy something. I bought a set of goggles,
Oh, nice.
Nice.
and as soon as they get in, they're supposed to be in tomorrow. Then I'm going to start learning FPV.
So which goggle did you get, Rodney?
I got the FTX. Now I forget what it is. Hang on a minute.
I'm looking at it. FTX.
So while you're looking that up, I guess that means I need to go out and buy a helmet.
Nice friend you got there, Rodney.
I know. Because if he ever comes, when the next time he's up here and I'm showing him how well I can do it, he's going to be the primary target.
What you need to get yourself then, Rodney, is I mentioned before, you need a T-Rex, which is an RC helicopter, a T-Rex 600 or a 650. You know, they got a rotor span of about 7 feet, and they'll decapitate you. People think that you're nervous when you're flying an FPV quad. Try one of those, fellas.
Yeah, I got the FXT Viper 2.0 version. That was recommended to me by Drone Bum. He uses them, and because he wears glasses, he says they're just perfect. So,
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, and now are you going to just leave the bottom half open, or are you going to try to close them in?
oh, I'm going to try and close them in. I'm going to try. I'll try it both ways, whichever way I'm comfortable with. And that's the way I'll go with all the time. But
Yeah,
That could be bad news, taking a recommendation from Drone Bum. Have you seen how many trees he runs into?
Yeah, but they're pretty agile trees, Peter. They dart out in front of him without any warning at all.
Do they? Oh, okay. You got to watch out for those.
it's not he's running into the trees. It's they jump out at him.
Oh, is that how it works? Okay.
Yeah. So, but
you can see it on his videos too. It happens really quickly.
isn't he going to be a guest to? I think it was Michael Toto's channel on Friday coming up. I don't know. I think I saw that, but I don't know. Yeah. So, what kind of quadcopter are you going to fly with your goggles?
hey, Ron has asked me to share another picture from a 360 from his 360 camera. So, and he said this was from in Wyoming. Yeah, it was in Wyoming. So let me.
Oh, the RC crazy.
Hey, Eric. Good morning.
Oh,
All right. So I guess he put his 360 camera on the Mavic 2 Pro, and he got this picture. I like being able to do this. That's so cool.
Oh, that might be Sphere. So you can do that on the Mavic 2 Pro, guys.
Okay.
Shooting Sphere. And you know how you go to panorama, you can choose different panoramas from 180 to full and Sphere.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
I prefer to do it with I've got the Insta 360, and I've got a couple of mounts, one to mount below the Mavic and one to mount above, and I like the fact that I can just fly it through anywhere and choose a panorama or a spherical shot anywhere at any time.
Yeah, you choose your angle and your view and everything. That's amazing. Hey, talking about that, you know how the Skydio 2 has 6 cameras, 3 on top, 3 on the bottom. They're a fisheye.
And none of
I'm
them worth
sure
peeing
it's
on.
probably the same lens that the 360 uses, and that's how it maps the world around it. So it does the collision detection and prevention and all that jazz. Man, if we could just get images from those cameras, you imagine how much the view would change, you
Well,
know?
I don't see why not, because it's not like the actual video camera on the Skydio is appreciably better than the obstacle avoidance
No,
cameras. They're all crap. Oh, sorry.
I mean, I disagree with you as far as the front camera on it. The camera on the front is actually not bad.
No, but it's not great either. And for
No,
what
it's
you
not
pay,
bad.
I want great for that
Yeah.
sort of. And considering they're not expected to go on sale here in Australia until the end of next year, they'll be broke by then.
Yeah, but it wasn't really targeted as a camera drone. It was targeted as an adventure track you down drone, right? Get on the motorcycle, get on the boat, get on the bike, and just track you down. Because it does all that predictive analysis so well.
But considering how long 4K had been prevalent as far as the sensors and the processing chips, how long they'd been on the market for no cost whatsoever, essentially, before the Skydio was released. It's not like they were waiting on 4K to become readily available. It was laying there by the bucket load. That was a big miss. It really should have had a 1-inch apparent sensor, not that any of them are really 1-inch. It should have had 1-inch 4K with a much better dynamic range. Yeah, I do.
I want to say good morning to Bill Royan.
What's that, Rodney?
I want to say good morning to Bill Royan.
Skydio
I can't pronounce his last name.
put their investment in the.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis, I agree. I mean, their niche is not,
But they could have had it. They could have had it all. They
Yeah,
could have had it all for an extra $10 worth of parts.
Yeah, I agree. The only problem would have been, I don't think it would have been a problem, Ari. I was thinking maybe, crashability, because the crashability on that drone is not very good. But it does recover when it hits objects. I mean, I was riding my bicycle across a suspension bridge, and that thing was tracking me, and it hit one of the cables. The thing dropped 20 feet and recovered after it ran into the cable. And I thought it was gone. I thought, $1,200 gone right there. It recovered, came back up, and re-engaged it in the track, and it kept going. So
the obstacle avoidance on the Skydio really is something. I'm not one of these people who constantly looks for rumors of the next upcoming release of DJI or whoever, but I'm looking at the alleged leaked pictures of the upcoming Mavic 3 with the front rotors underneath the arms, which shows that if that is the case, they're going to have obstacle avoidance abilities. DJI win by out manufacturing everybody. If they do bring a drone out with that ability, they're just going to plow everybody under by sheer manufacturing power.
Yeah, talking about that, Ari, one of the things that
and that is Matt.
Hey Matt, what's up, buddy?
I wonder if there's any sound.
Yeah, so I was saying, whatever came about, I'll tell Sue DJI because, Chinese companies are known to infringe on copyrights left and right? There's no repercussion for them because, the international world can't reach into China and pull out the money or the copyright issues, right, that they run into. So Autel came out first with that prop, push and turn.
Yep.
And DJI quickly then
acquired it.
And now we're talking Skydio doing this, doing the same kind of thing from Skydio, right? So the question to me is, are they going to use the NVIDIA card to do the, NVIDIA product line, or have they already kind of grabbed their intellectual technology as far as the GPU optimization for object avoidance.
Well, if it's
Looks
coming
like,
out of China, they're not too scrupulous, are they?
yeah, agreed. So, yeah, whatever come about that lawsuit? Did anything happen? Anybody know? Well, I'll tell Sue and DJI.
I think that it only affected one DJI model, and I think that they paid them out.
Okay, so they settled.
I think so.
They settled. Okay, because I don't follow it that closely as.
They either settled or threatened to invade, China.
Yeah, because it's kind of par for the course for the way they operate there. You know what I mean? All right, guys. I think I might go cook breakfast and eat it in front of everybody again.
Oh boy.
What time is it in Australia, guys?
At the third stroke. 10:23.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
10:23 p.m. Gotcha.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a bit earlier for them this time. Usually in the winter when our time is when the Saturday morning coffee with Rodney is later, like around 8 and stuff. It is like around 11 midnight there. So this is a good thing that it started early.
Yeah, quite often when we've both got daylight saving running, it doesn't start till sort of midnight or so, or after our time.
Sometimes, yeah.
Depending how long Dennis's concert goes for.
It shows you how much we really love you, Rodney.
I appreciate it, guys. I love you guys too. Hey, Ron, you have a good day at work, brother.
I think
Take care,
Jennifer
Ron.
reflects it well. The love lady.
So, Mark Fisher's in the house. M Drone 1. Good morning.
I'm sorry, Dennis, whenever I see your name there, that original question that I asked you regarding our ancestors and surnames still springs to mind.
I don't recall that question.
Well, this convention that surnames going back into ancient times often reflect the profession. Like tailor, they were tailors, or carpenter, or farmer. I want to know what your ancestors did, Dennis.
So do I.
You want that job too, right?
That's why I have the name, But
So, let's see. Mr. J-RCS. Anybody know who that is? He asked a question if you could do Zoom to do spheres. I don't think you could do it. Because when you shoot in that mode, it shoots all the pictures at 1K and then puts them all together. So I don't know. I don't think so. I've never tried. Because once you put it in that automated mode, panorama sphere, I think that's what he's asking. It just automatically does it. So I don't think so, Mr. JRC.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to make a move, I'm afraid, Rodney. I've got the family waiting on me, like they always are at this time of night. I've enjoyed dropping into the crew. Thanks for having me on there, and I'll say good night to you and Al, Peter, Dennis, and everybody in the chat. And I'll catch up with you all next time around.
All right, Ari, you have a good day, brother.
Always great to see you, Peter.
Yeah.
Take care. Good night, all.
Good night.
Bye, Ari. So, Dennis, how far was that away from home that you were filming at this morning?
How far was the lake? That's about an hour and a half north of where I live.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it's about 10 minutes from where my son lives.
Oh, right.
Nice.
So I thought you were going up to visit with Adrian. So you just drove up there to do the sunrise, huh?
I drove up there. I did visit with Adrian for a bit yesterday, but my wife, Trumine, is staying with them until next weekend. So I'm a bachelor for a week. And she helps them out, once in a while, about every couple of weeks or so. I leave her up there and I come back home. I think the honest truth is she's not helping them out as much as she's getting a break from me. So can you blame her?
No, I can't blame her at all, Dennis.
Yeah, there you go. You spent a couple of days with me, and now you had a 10-month break or something. So I hope that's going well for you.
Hello, Mrs. RC and Custom Designs. How you doing, Tiff?
Hi, Tiffany.
So, is she going to be going back to China here pretty soon?
No, she just spoke with her sister recently on that topic, and her sister suggested maybe she shouldn't come here at all, go there at all this year. So, and Trumine is completely, she likes that idea of not going back this year, especially when you look at the prices of tickets. Tickets that should be around $1,000 are now $6,000.
Wow.
Yeah, an economy ticket to Shanghai. One of her travel agent friends was just saying, I have 2 tickets left. They're economy to Shanghai. They're $6,500 a piece.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
I know, and it's been that way for a little while, a couple of months at least. And she says it's because of summer, but I remember summer prices, they're up, but they're not usually up above 2,000, So.
Well, I did just for the giggles and grins of it. I did a price check for tickets to Australia.
Yeah.
And I was surprised about how much it was. I mean, an economy ticket was like $5,500.
That's nuts.
And of course that's round trip, but
yeah. Well, you want to come back home probably eventually, right? So.
Well, yeah, I would want to come. I don't know though. I don't know. I don't think I would mind living in Australia.
I think we would make sure that you went back. I think, Rodney.
Oh, you would make sure that I went back. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe I just won't go see you at all, then, Peter.
Okay.
Australians are going to help you make that decision. It sounds like.
Yeah.
I know Ron wants to see me. He's even offered me a place to stay. So.
Oh, okay.
So I guess you just lose out there, brother.
Well, if that's the way it's got to be.
Hey, Rodney, what you could do is, man, just make it a 3-month trip. You can get all the way to Indonesia, hit Thailand, Vietnam, then shoot on down to New Zealand, and then wrap it up in Australia, and then hit on back.
That'd be kind of tough. My wife wouldn't like me to be gone that long.
Of course, you take her with you. Oh, never mind.
Well, Rodney hadn't considered taking Valerie, right? Oh, yeah, there's an idea.
Yeah. Good suggestion, Al. Actually,
I've been thinking about that, man. That'd be fun as heck.
My wife has said that she would love to go to Australia. Hey, Paul Murray.
Yeah, hey, Paul. Who else was there? Also, Ray Kelly, I see, dropped in too.
Yeah, Ray Kelly's in the house. Centroid, good morning, Mark, is in the house.
Howdy, Mark, Captain.
Tiffany, Mrs. RC and Custom Designs in.
Yeah.
Paul, I am going to put the link in the chat if you'd care to join us, brother. It'll be there about 30 seconds. Let me
Hey, where's RC Crazy at? RC Crazy, if you can hear me, where are you located?
he's in New York,
Isn't
up
he?
near Buffalo, I think it is.
Okay, way up there next to Canada. Gotcha.
Yeah. I think Mrs. RC could tell you too, because they're married.
She can probably tell you.
She might be able to tell you. So Roger told me yesterday that he wasn't going to be on live this morning.
That's
So if we go over, I won't feel so bad.
he's been cutting back a little bit. It seemed like he was always on for a long time. That guy did so much for so many channels.
Well, I forget what it was he told me he had to do today, but he said Mrs. RC said they're about an hour away from Rochester and Buffalo. Now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, he said he had something to do today, so he wasn't going to be on. And
yeah, that's a nice area up there, man. The Rochester and Buffalo area. I like it. Especially if you're a skier, man. You can get up to Gore Mountain and tear it up.
oh, man. Well, I just let anybody in here, don't I?
Oh, hey, Ray. Good morning.
Hey, Ray.
Good morning, Rodney. Hey, Al.
All right.
Hey, Peter. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Carpenter Rick is in the house. Good morning there, Mr. Carpenter Rick.
How's everybody this morning?
Yeah, good, thanks, Ray.
Yeah.
Doing
Well,
great.
I'm good.
Well, glad to hear that. That's good.
Can't speak for the other clowns, though.
Sorry, it's a little late. I slept in. Hello, everybody in the chat.
Hello.
No problems there, Paul. I don't know, John. I don't know who left the window open. I see Mrs. RC's going to have fun today.
I had to make coffee too, you know.
Oh, sorry, guys.
I agree, John. He needs to get a U.S. Navy shirt.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. Hey, you guys need to come back to Richmond and fly again, or I need to go up and see you all.
Hey, Brent Nunley, good morning. Yeah, definitely. In fact, I want to get hold of Brad. I want to come down
Okay.
maybe next Saturday or the Saturday after that.
Probably one of the Saturday after that. Brad will be in Arizona, so.
The Saturday after that, you say he'll be in Arizona?
No, I think he leaves this week. He'll be there for a week and a half. And then,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So probably 2 weeks from now would be a better time, I would think.
Yeah, and I know. Al, you know Danny McPeak, don't you?
I have not had the pleasure of meeting him. No, I do
Well,
not.
he lives there. In fact, he was telling me the other day that Dennis left us. He flies around. He flew around that area we were at a couple of times.
Awesome.
So I was thinking of maybe getting him to come down too, and then John, Mr. JRC. Maybe we can get him to come up from Virginia Beach.
Yeah, either that or we can go to Virginia Beach. Either
That
way,
too. I am thinking about that as well.
right?
That's a great area to fly, though, Al. I tell you, you really are blessed.
I'm with you there, man. I'd do that trip for sure, and that would be awesome. I'm sorry I couldn't do it. I mean, I had family commitments that I couldn't do the meetup, last time. But yeah, I definitely do that for sure because that South Florida drone meetup looked so much fun.
Oh, it was a blast, Al. It really was.
And
And
we had a good time. Even though it was windy, we still had a good time. It was just nice meeting everybody, talking to everybody, sharing different ideas, looking at everybody's drone.
yeah, exactly. In today's drones, they can handle so much wind, so it doesn't really matter much. And if you got a 5-inch, FPV drone, it just laughs at the wind.
Well, one of the things that impressed me the most, obviously, was Mark Cuckoo's water rescue. He was every day.
Yeah, Mark's
one drone.
Mark made a name for himself there.
Ended up in the water, but
and
then
it wasn't even him.
I was amazed the way that the Mini 2s were handling the wind. I mean, there were some brave souls flying the Mini 2.
Yeah.
Hey,
but those drones, though, I have noticed when I was in Oregon last August, when me and my wife went to Oregon, I took a chance and put my Mavic Air 2 up in some extremely high winds there at the mouth of the Rogue River, and it handled it just fine. In fact, I was doing a sunset video, and if you look at that video, you can see the wind on the water, the gusts of wind on the water. So
yeah, I remember. I saw that. I remember those white caps. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, Dennis, is that Atlanta?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Atlanta.
Cool.
I know that road. I've stayed in that hotel right there. I'm looking at it. Yeah, that part of the town is so nice. Straight ahead, coming up. Be right, quick. There's a good bar. You can probably get a mimosa, man, or Irish coffee.
Yeah, probably. That's what I need on my way driving home.
So Eric is charging up the gunship. That's what he calls his Phantom 3 standard.
The gunship.
I tell you what, that's been a good drone for him because he's had it for several years now. And my first drone was a Phantom 3S.
Where's
the one that's out here in the lake?
EM Drone, where do you live? Oh, Providence, Rhode Island. I just read it. Sorry about that. I just read it. Yeah, that's a nice place right up there, man.
Dennis, I know I was late. Sorry about that, but where are you driving from or to?
Driving from Lake Lanier. I'm going home.
Okay. Yep.
See, if you'd get up in the mornings and watch our sunrise, you would have known that, Ray. Dude, you've gotten lazy on us.
Well, I vowed I was going to try to get in today, this morning, but I do have to leave because I have to go to a Koi Club meeting.
Oh, nice. Are you
in New Jersey, no less.
Are you the lead on it? So it looks like Michael Blaze, FPV. He's also in Providence, Rhode Island.
Yeah. They've got like a drone meetup group up there. In fact,
I'm hoping to get up there. I have it on my plan to get up there sometime this summer.
Yeah, there's so many places I want to go. I want to go to South Dakota to meet up with Ron Lockwood, and now my kids are in Idaho, so I want to go to Idaho Falls, Idaho, and then there's Steve Carpenter out in California, though That's California.
California's on my list too, Rodney. I got to get out there to visit my son and obviously hook up with Steve too.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna step away. Bio break.
So your son is in the Los Angeles area, right, Ray?
Yes, South Los Angeles. Yeah, San Pedro. He's in San Pedro.
So he's not that far, really, from Steve, because Steve's in the San Diego area.
Yeah, actually, he's halfway between San Diego and LA.
Dana Point, I think.
Yeah, Dana Point. That's up near Camp Pendleton, I believe.
Oh, okay. So I was a little bit wrong, but yeah, he's not too far away. Is the point? So yeah.
Either way, Dennis is right. It's not far away, so it would take an hour to get there from LA.
Yeah, I think he said he was about 45 minutes south of San Pedro.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And Dennis, and this is not to insult you, Rodney, but I'm drinking my coffee in my Jupiter Lighthouse coffee mug today.
Cool. I really like that, flying at Jupiter Lighthouse. That was so much fun.
Yeah, that's a great place to fly.
A couple of guys hanging out. Nice live stream. That was so beautiful.
Well, hopefully next year we'll have a good group again. Mark it on your calendars. Saturday, April 2nd, 2022 in Jensen Beach, Florida.
Now, how far is that from the place we were before?
It's about 30 minutes south of it.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's about not even 20 minutes, 15 minutes north of Jupiter.
So, Ray, what do you do with your boat now that you're back in New York? Do you put it in storage somewhere?
No, Peter. Actually, I'm going down next Saturday to give it a run. Go down, do a little fishing on it, and clean the bottom. You got to clean the bottom once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it stays right in the water. I have it double lines on it just in case we get real bad weather.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been following an English guy. He does a lot of reviews on boats recently. He does a lot of reviews on these the big ones, sort of 40, 50, 60, 70 feet ones, worth millions of dollars. Yeah. It's amazing the technology in those things these days. You can see where the money is. You can see why they cost so much.
Yeah, Kelly. Hey, Ray Kelly, I just stepped away and came in the middle of the conversation here. What size boat do you have? And
it's a 20-foot Bulls Bay center console. Bulls Bay is the same hull design as a Pioneer boat.
Twin screws?
20 feet.
I mean, two motors, twin screws?
No, twin screws. No, one 150 horse Suzuki.
Gotcha. So you're
hey, Mark.
You had a fishing channel, right?
Yes, I did. I had a show for many years.
Hey, Mark Fisher, the link is in the chat.
Yeah, I'm more of a wakeboarder, skier, barefooter. So I run a Supra, a 19 TS6M Supra. It's a competition barefooting boat.
That must fly, right, Al? It must go pretty fast.
It is a human tow boat, man. It's designed. It's got a 13-inch pitch prop. It's got 351 in the middle, shaft, prop, rudder, and then I have a nice little plate on it to flatten my wake out. So if you're barefooting behind a whip boat, you're not going to get all that prop wash and mess up your barefooting. But yeah, that's what I like to do. But lately, I just bored.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Good.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Ray. Peter, Rodney.
Always good to see you.
Great to see you guys, man.
Hey, Ian, how you doing, man?
My coffee is cold. I don't know. I'm not doing too well, man. And I'm down to the last drop, and it's not even Folgers.
Oh,
There's
there it
the,
is, Ray.
there's the
Yeah.
boat, Al.
Oh, that's nice.
That's
Yeah.
the boat right there.
I like
Awesome.
that, Ray. Would you rent that out for me? I mean, you know.
Mark, you're a Giants fan?
Absolutely.
Really? Oh my
Yes.
God! I don't know if I can associate with you anymore.
Oh, I'm a Yankees fan
Who
too.
are you a fan of, Ray?
I've switched my allegiance to the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Does that mean you're a Tom Brady fan?
That's even worse, man. Tampa
Yeah.
Bay Buccaneers. I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I can live with the Giants, but the Buccaneers.
You know, Ray, I'm gonna still be your friend. It's gonna be like one of those fake friends. Like,
Yeah.
Man. Oh man, there's nothing like sports and religion to get people fired up, man.
Boy, that's true. Oh, did you see that
or
play?
DJI and Ortel.
Oh yeah, well, you know, there's so many DJI haters, right? And I wasn't a fan of them for a very long time. Until somebody, gave me a spark, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I guess this is good stuff. You know what I mean? But there's so many other products out there that are so good, Autel included, right? And
Yeah.
Skydio, you got the Hubson, you got the Feeney, and and the list goes on and on and on. But the religion of DJI is just fanatical,
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of it now, but I'm not a fanatic, right? But there's so many fanatics that's all they do is drink the Kool-Aid, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Buccaneers, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You know, what happens, this is what I feel, as far as, a lot of us all been flying DJI for a long time. And so we know the learning curve. We know the controller. We get used to the controller. Let's say you play video games and a new controller comes out for that system. You're going to have to learn that controller. And you're not going to be as good as that in that certain game with that controller, because you got to learn it, because there's a different learning curve. With Autel, a lot of people don't fly Autel, and what happens is they like, oh, this thing, like, because I'm on my group this morning, I took some photos, and I think the camera on the Autel is absolutely incredible, and a lot of people say, oh, it's got a great camera, but it flies like crap. I said, yeah, but you're not used to the controller because you've been flying DJI forever. You're a fanatic with DJI, and you're just not getting into the app and getting into the controller and dialing in on the settings to make that thing fly really well.
Let's take it a step further. Because like I said earlier, if you're building quadcopters, you got to tune them, you got to fly them, and each one is so freaking different, dude.
Absolutely.
And so, if you get used to a specific 5-inch quad that you can throw and flip really nice and slow, you know what I mean? Because once you throw it up, all that weight just keeps it moving, and then it drops, and then you get something really light, and then you throw it, and it doesn't go as far. You're like, oh my gosh. And so the characteristics even changes. So when I fly the GPS drones now, they're freaking boring. I mean, super boring. I mean, they're so freaking boring, it's not even funny. You know what I mean? But, the quality of the cinematic photography, as EM is known for, we get it, because people want to see pretty pictures. But you get the adrenaline addicts, right? Which I happen to be one. That need of speed, just rip, right? Let's rip. And that's why I barefoot, Ray, because I'm an adrenaline junkie, man. And that's why, you skydive, and that's why you bungee jump, and that's why you do all those things, because you need that rush. You know what I mean? I need my fix. And my batteries are already charged. They're ready to go, man. You know what I mean? Because you needed that fix. And I got lucky enough that when Ray and I did that meetup in Richmond, with Rodney, he got to do a fly, kind of like a tag along fly with me, right? When we did that flight around the river. And you got a little taste of it. What did you think, Ray, of that little flight you did?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The way Brad flies that GPS Air 2S, he flies it like an FPV drone. I was very impressed with the way he was flying it. I wish I could fly like that. I just don't have it in me yet. Maybe someday.
Yeah. I mean, he'll get there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a guy here in Melbourne, Australia, who flies a Auto Levo 2, and he gets fantastic footage out of that. Really impressed with the footage he gets. He does a lot of low light flying around the city, and that he gets excellent video quality out of that thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Hot Rod in Daytona also uses the Evo 2, and he gets some pretty good shots.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He caught one of the rocket launches here a couple of weeks ago, and he was able to kind of follow it as it was going up. And I don't know, some of you may have seen it already, but the moon came into view as the rocket was going up, and it was just absolutely gorgeous.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
That was just
Rodney, who put that up?
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod? Okay,
Yeah.
let's check it out.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Rod Hansen. Yeah, Rodney Hansen.
Yeah, it all depends on what you're doing. What are you doing? Are you gonna go out and fly for fun, like the Fly for Fun show?
There you go.
Right? But are you? Is it a work drone? Is it a Fly for Fun drone? Is it? I just want to, get up in the air and have fun with it. So, like, do you have the time to like, if I needed to get a quick shot, and I needed to get out of the car, throw a drone in the air, and get a quick shot because there's something like a boat going by, and I need to get in the air real quick and have it set it, I would definitely go with DJI, because it's definitely quicker to get up, especially if you have the smart controller. It's not like I have to throw a phone on it or whatever. So it all depends on what you're flying with. I mean, if I have to do a job and I go out to a job, I'm shooting a construction site. I started last week, and they just got in touch with me. They want me back on Monday and Tuesday, and I got time to set up. I'll get there early, and that's when I'll use the Evo 2. Because I'll have time to set up and plan the shot out and say, hey, I'm gonna do an orbit around this point of view, or point of interest or whatever. So it all depends,
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say good night to Matt, Northeast. He's getting ready to go to bed. So he's not as spry as Peter Carroll is.
Good night, Matt.
Plus, it's also half an hour earlier where he is too.
Oh, that's right. He's later. He's earlier than you.
Yeah, see, I think he's still in Adelaide, so it's almost 11 p.m. here. It'll be 10:30 p.m. over in Adelaide.
Oh, and again, Matt, if you still hear condolences, for the loss of your dad.
Yeah.
God bless.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Condolences there, Matt. That's a hard thing. I lost my dad on March 5th, 2006, and that was 4 days before his birthday.
Oh wow!
So
yeah, I lost my dad, my sister, and my brother all in last year, all in one year.
Sorry to hear that too.
Tough, man.
Yeah, that's very tough. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I've also lost my parents also too. So yeah, I know exactly how you. My wife has lost her mother too. I want to share something. with
I
you
lost
guys?
my father in 1973. I was only 23 at the time, and mother in 1984. Yeah, so
Oh,
Yeah.
I was only fairly young when I lost both of them, so not good.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. My
Yeah.
Well,
mother
with
died
us
at
all being
56.
drone pilots, we definitely need angels, right?
Yeah, we do.
That's
All
for
right,
sure.
I'm going to change the subject. I'm going to lighten it up. We're talking about, can I share a screen with you, Rodney?
absolutely.
Okay. We're lightening it up a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's share the screen. Share the screen. And I'm going to share this one here. Share. And hopefully it'll show up on the display. Let me know when you're ready. Okay. Is there? I'm going to go ahead. And we were talking about adrenaline rushes. And here we go. And this is just shot on my phone.
Let me look at it this way, Al.
Woo!
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Amazing. I love that.
Look at you go, man.
And this is what happened when you make a mistake. There's my doggy, and there's my dog, and there's my boat, Ray.
Nice, nice.
And this is what happens when you make a mistake.
Oh,
Whoa!
now that doesn't look like fun.
Okay.
That's incredible.
And then this is when you're making another mistake. And
You don't even have skis on, water skis on.
Where's that at, Al?
That's Lake Anna.
Oh, is that Lake? I thought that was Lake Anna. It's been a while since I've been on Lake Anna.
I mean, the audio was even better. I mean, you know what I mean? Because you hear the rip-roaring boat just rev up to about, 4,000 RPMs. Woo! And you have a Holly 4-barrel.
That's
You're
awesome.
sucking all the gas, Ray. I mean, when I got a Holly 4-barrel on that thing, you can hear the gas just going in it, man. Because, as you know, competition ski boats, the engine is like right here, right behind you, And
Yeah, you spend all that money on the boat. You think you could spend a bit more on a pair of water skis?
Hey, I bought that boat in 1976 and still have it.
That's great.
I've rebuilt the engine once, and that's it. And that thing rolls. I'm sorry, not 76, 86. 86. Sorry about that.
Good morning, Chris Hope.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
I've got a quick.
Park down in West Palm, Al, that specializes in boating and skiing like that.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it, but it's a pretty big facility and it's very popular.
Every time I go to Orlando, dude, I get a chance there, and I go. The facility is right next to the airport, where you have the tow line, and you just pay your $20 and you get the tow line, and you get they give you a board. You don't have to bring anything. You just show up with your bathing suit, and they give you the helmet. They give you everything. You just show up, you get your board, and they tow you around. It's a totally different experience getting towed by the line. That's up here, because the angle of the tow is different, right? So when you hit the jump, man, it just lifts you up and lets you fly. You just like, ooh, And there's been guys that go in there and scuba dive, and they found Phantom 4s in there and everything, because they like,
oh yeah, definitely.
they can do, hey, let's, and they forget about the cable, so they hit the cables, which I almost hit one the other day. The video I'm going to release tomorrow is the FPV flight in that area where the Eagles that I showed you guys earlier, and I flew right between power lines that I forgot that they were there, and I wasn't ripping it really fast. The DJI FPV drone, like I said earlier, I like to fly it like an airplane. I don't fly it like a freestyle drone. And man, I went right between the power lines, and I was like, oh my gosh. I freaked out. I was like, oh, I forgot all about that. Man, I could have just lost my, $500 drone right there, easily.
Al, how fast was that boat going?
I need 38 miles an hour to go to get on the water barefooted. Yeah, I need 38.
So in sport mode, like a Mavic will be able to keep up with that.
Yeah, yeah, and I've the Mavic will definitely be able to keep up with it. But you know what? The Air 2 does a really good job because I did a comparison. There's a video I put out comparing, how to track which which one of my birds is better for track, and I still had them the Mavic 2 Pro and an Air at the time Air 2. Now that we have the Air 2S, it might do a little better job because it's got a better camera, and I'm sure it's got better algorithms, and with the active track, I think it's the same version.
Yeah, I'm not too a big fan of active track. I fly, and I'm not trying to say this like with like any kind of like, yeah, I'm a great flyer, but I
Track
don't
manually
ever
too.
use active track, especially on a shot like that. I've gotten some boats going pretty fast and was sitting on the boat. If you go to some of my
Yeah.
YouTube videos, but I would love to get footage of that, like, going at that fast with I think the Air 2S would be really good because of the 4K 60, because you can slow it down. That's the only problem I have with the Mavic 2 Pro is that you can only shoot in 30 frames per second, and slowing that down is not great. You get really choppy, you get
Yeah,
that.
you shoot at 2.7 and do the 60, which is not bad. You know what I mean? And I did the comparison with the Mavic, that and the Xeno 2, which shoots 4K and 60. And actually, the Xeno 2 does pretty daggone good job. But I'll see if I can dig up that video of active track, like you were saying,
Yeah.
and show you the differences. And you can see the boat from a different angle, Ray. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here it is. Can I share something again, Rodney?
Yeah. Hey, Mark. Mark, I've got a quick question from on relay from Matt North. He just wanted to know how you went with that crack in your Evo 2 or your Evo drone.
Yeah, they sent it back. They put a new shell on it, and actually, the antennas. One of my antennas were I was missing a little plug or whatever to keep the antenna in, and they fixed that. They put new antennas on, and I didn't even send it in for that.
Okay.
It was pretty good. It was really good, and I mean, it was a quick turnaround, and they didn't charge me anything. So.
Oh, that's good. So all fixed.
Got me back in the air real quick, so.
That's good.
Okay, so one of the hardest things to do is when you're out there boating is to try to get this thing to lock in on the boat, right? And so, once you get it locked in, then it will lose it every once in a while, and then you have to re-engage it again. But as you can see here from the video, it re-engages pretty quick. So that's what my boat looks like, Ray.
Cool.
It's an old guy, and it's got a 351 mounted right in the middle of the boat, and is made to tow people. That's all. This thing is designed to tow people, and I have a parasail and everything too.
Nice.
That I no longer have insurance for because it got too expensive. But yeah, you can see how it's tracking, and it's not moving that fast. Let me see, where's the speed? It's only doing probably 5 meters a second at the most. And then I decided to see if we could lose it. And so we start increasing speed as we're moving along. And
that's great, the way it's following it.
And so, yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, now it's time. We're going to jam on the throttle. You can see the wake, and you can see how it's keeping up. It lost a little bit of speed there, and you can see we're up to 10 meters a second now. And so it's like cranking it up. I'm telling my buddy John, he's a great friend of mine. I was like, and then we come around here and we're going to do a turn, and we're going to try to figure out if it can keep track on the turn. And I told them to jam on the turn pretty tight. I think this is the one. I can't remember. So the experiment was, how how hard do we want to make the turn? Oh, yeah, there's a wakeboard getting ready to start. So I think we took our time, and there's a canoe up in the right hand quadrant. So we were like, okay, how are we going to make this turn without really messing them up too bad, you know? But you can see that coming up here. I think he jams on the turn. It's been a while since I released this video. So it's a tight turn. And yeah, I mean, impressive doing all the tracking all by itself.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
That
That's just
very
amazing.
impressive.
You know, and so then we get a little further, and I said, just, you know, jam it and see how fast can we go before we lose it. So it really does a good job. And, you know, it really does. And, you know, one of the worrisome things about doing tests like this, obviously you're over water, right? So, you know, I lost it there, and it re-engages again. But, you know, I'm probably boring you guys to death, but that's what it looks like, guys. So it does.
I thought it was pretty fascinating myself.
Yeah.
I mean, when you made that turn, it kept right up with it.
Yeah, it predicted the turn quite well, didn't it?
So
yeah,
my only thing with that tracking is that the drone has to be so far away from the subject that, you know, you have to get, in order to track anything, it has to be at a certain altitude.
Right.
Where you can't get down and like, so when I fly and I'm having to track a boat, like I want to be right on the side of the boat, you know, getting as close as I can to that boat. With the, you know, it going fast, you know what I mean? So that's why I try to fly manually.
Cool.
Yeah.
But what I've learned
it's
is
risky,
once you
trust
get
me,
it engaged, here's what I've learned. And once you engage your active track, lower your altitude once it's engaged.
Yeah.
So you can do that. But first you have to do the active track engagement up high, and then you just lower your altitude and bring it in.
And it doesn't disengage out.
It does not. DJI products are so good at that.
Yeah, that tracking is great, especially with the 3.0 now. I haven't experienced it yet because I didn't invest in the Air 2S, and I probably won't because I'm hooked on Autel right now.
Yeah, I'm telling you that with the OcuSync 3, I mean, I'm having a blast with it because it's got so much power to punch through stuff, right? Because I'm sure it's probably 2 watts on the transmitter and receiver that we're able to punch through that far. It's just incredible. So, you know, I've been flying on the bridges, flying real tight quarters with a lot of trees, and it's still hanging tough. You know what I mean? I know Rodney, when we were there, and Ray, remember I flew under that bridge?
I know.
Yeah.
And we just kept on going, and we was punching through trees. I mean, it was crazy. And I mean, I haven't released this video here, but I mean, I got a really good example of that when I was tracking paddleboarders during the paddleboard race last week.
Yeah, that race that you filmed was very cool too.
Yeah. It looks like Dennis made it home.
I'm home.
Oh, good, Dennis.
You made it.
Welcome home, Dennis.
You see version 2 of Dennis here pretty soon on the iPad. So
I got some yard work to do. I'm gonna have to step out, man. It was great to talk to you guys and see everybody. You guys have a
Mark.
Mark.
Hey, Mark, before you go, could I just ask you one quick question?
Absolutely.
You're an Apple expert. I was just wondering what your opinion is on that new 24-inch iMac that they've just released.
The 24.
New iMac 24-inch with the M1 chip.
The M1 chip has got me sold out. I bought the Mac Mini some months ago, and I believe Johnny Drone Flyer just bought the Air with the M1 chip.
Right.
That M1 chip is incredible, and I'm shooting on some high high resolution cameras.
Right.
4K 60, 120 frames, all Sony's. And then with the 6K and editing with Final Cut Pro,
Yeah.
the rendering time is just incredible.
Yeah.
Not glitchy at all, really, you know, especially shooting in those high frame rates and stuff like that. And the Kodak that those cameras are using, and I think it's incredible. I went with the Mac Mini because it was so portable, and I had a Mac screen already. But anything with the M1 chip, and it's only going to get better also. So.
No, because I'm just looking to replace this old PC I'm on at the moment with another desktop, and that one looks to fit the bill. It's got a good camera in it, and good camera, good speakers, and the whole works. So I think it should be a good good machine.
You'll do great. I mean, I've been an Apple fan for a long time, and you know, I know people go with PC because the only problem I always have with PC is that, you know, I'd have to change them every 2 years or something like that, you know, like because of like viruses or whatever, you know. And
hey, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Can you elaborate on the M1 chip? And a lot of people don't really know what it is, and they would like to learn more about it.
Well,
sorry to put you on the spot.
I'm not the most technical guy when it comes to like computer stuff. The reason I went with the M1 chip in the Apple, I did some research on YouTube, and I heard guys were spending like $7,000 on like iMacs, and it was a great review. And he said I grabbed the Mac Mini for like $1,300, and it blows through. I don't know what technology they're using. I don't really know the ins on it, but I bought it, I tried it, and I shoot a lot of commercials, so I needed something.
It's all about the OS, really, because the Windows 10 wraps itself around its underwear, the axle around the underwear so much, because it's got so many layers that it goes through to get to the app, you know what I mean? And when you create a Linux OS and just put a really nice front end on it, like, you know, Apple has done, it just kind of eliminates all those layers and you have to punch through to get to the hardware. So now we have a direct access to the hardware, right?
Yeah.
Well, the M1 pipeline is so nice.
Another good tip though is I keep my whole system clean. I don't have anything on my system. I use an external hard drive, an SSD,
of course,
1 terabyte, 2 terabyte.
Are you keeping your applications on the external drive, or are you keeping them on your boot drive?
All my applications, that's probably about all I have on my Mac Mini. All my applications are on that. But anything that I'm like
rendering and
content
everything
that I'm loading, it stays on the external, and I work off the external all the time. And I actually, my Mac Mini hasn't even seen the internet.
So question, that's a good thing. Yeah. Question for you is the output render is saved to what drive?
On the SSD.
On the external.
External, yes.
Okay. So that's the main thing that you want to point out, because you want to keep those two pipes separate.
Absolutely.
And that's how you get your speed on the IO.
Yeah, especially with the SSD.
We have the app. Yeah. So we have the app running on that boot drive, and you're using exclusively just to throw everything on there. And I suspect that all your videos are on your external drive too.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So that way you keep it nice and clean.
Nice and clean, so that when it's coming through, it's not having to go through this to find that.
Yeah.
And it's just a direct connection. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Someone mentioned earlier in the stream that they're going to be coming out with the M2 chip here pretty soon.
Yeah. That's what I heard. Yep.
I think it's being beta tested now by a bunch of people.
And I mean, come on, like the prices have dropped significantly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that Mac Mini, I got it for $1,300, and I did get a little bit more space in the hard drive, which I really didn't need, you know. But if I was to recommend either the Mac Mini, I would get more RAM, like 16. You know, I got 8, and I'm still doing okay. If I had 16, I'd blink, and the rendering would be, you know, because of, like, when I'm going back to look at the work I'm doing, you know, just to go over it. I don't want to wait for something to render so that I can see how smooth it is, how smooth that transition is. So when I add a transition or anything to the video, I mean, it's like that. And I'm like, all right, let me review what I've done, you know?
Yeah, I was just looking at the prices on the Mac Mini now. Like you said,
I mean to be rude, guys. I gotta go. I'm sorry, Mark. And Rodney,
have a great day, Ray.
Have a good day, Ray.
All right. Thank you for the invite. Bye-bye, everybody in the chat.
Yeah, I'm looking at going possibly for 16 gig of RAM and maybe the 512 or so of the SSD.
Yeah, that's a really good. Yeah, go with the 16 if you can. If it's in your budget, go with the 16.
Oh yeah. That's no problems. Yeah.
The only problem I have is we live in this. I fell into that generation, not that age of this generation, but I want everything right now.
Yeah.
So that's all they had to offer in Best Buy.
Yeah.
So was the 8 gigabyte into RAM.
Yeah.
So I went with it, and
can you add to it?
No,
you can't.
No.
That's the only thing I don't like about Apple is that you can't, get a card and add to it. Yeah, that's
They'll buy it back for $100 for you and sell you a new one.
What's that? What's that, Dennis?
I said they'll buy it back for $100 and sell you a new one.
I know they do.
I think that's probably why I haven't gone with any Apple products, because you can't add to it. Like my Android phone, my Galaxy Note 20, I can add up to 1 terabyte of memory to it.
Yeah.
Whereas with Apple, you can't add in memory to it.
Yeah, good money. They'll give you a great product, but then you can't make that product any better. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, without having to buy another system. Man, it kind of stinks.
So Mark, look at the prices, man. $899.
Yeah, it's
can you enlarge that?
It's cheap.
You see that? And this is the model you have, correct?
And if I was 20 years old, I could see that.
Yeah. Can you click on it, Al?
Sure.
See if it'll go larger.
Let's see if it comes up.
There we go. Oh, it's a computer.
Yeah. I thought it was just a brick there for a minute.
Yeah, no, right? Don't sell me a brick.
So yeah, it's got a 512 gig SSD. It's got the 8 gigs of memory. It's got the M1 chip. So they're preparing, the prices for the M2. So they're going to try to get all this sold out before the M2 hits the market, I would think.
Oh yeah.
So coming from a completely Mac stupid perspective, what sort of, can you use anybody's monitor on that, or do you need the special adapter?
No,
it'll run any monitor you plug into it.
It's HDMI.
Yeah, HDMI. So the thing is, LG, they recommend LG because LG is connected with Apple. So I bought one of those wide screens LG, but I had a Mac and Apple monitor that I got, and that's really nice too. I mean, it's an older model because they don't make monitors really no more. But the LG works fine, the Apple works fine, and you can basically go with any monitor, as long as it's got an HDMI. Yeah. But I'm sold out. I was the one that took the bite out of that Apple. If you notice the chunk of it going, so
it looks like we got renewed products for $400. $700 is Amazon recommending. So yeah, I mean the prices are fluctuating all over the place, but And the $900 unit now has got 16 gigs of RAM, but it only got 256 gig drive.
And
I imagine you can crack the seal and just install your own SSD. You know?
yeah, I don't really see. I didn't really care about the internal hard drive, you know, because I don't never really use it. I don't keep nothing on it, so I would have preferred the 16, and I just didn't want to wait a month.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever it was. I wanted it that day. I have a 2019 MacBook Pro with 16 gigabytes on it of RAM. And I mean, that still works good, but the M1 chip made a world of a difference with rendering and even loading the content onto Final Cut Pro was so fast.
Yeah, exactly. And so here's the big deal, right? The 8-core GPU. That's where the rendering goes off, right?
Yep.
And so now we're talking, you know, M1 chip, right? And that's what makes the difference, right? So on the PC world, I'm gonna stop sharing. In the PC world, we're always talking about adding an NVIDIA graphics card to accelerate your rendering, right? Because then we can use those GPUs to do the acceleration. Where Mac has already built it in. So NVIDIA cards right now are really tough to get. And then
and that's where it goes.
All right, guys, I'm gonna drop. I'm starving. I gotta get something to eat. I don't want to eat in front of you again because that's kind of rude. So, even though I did it last week, it was.
But the one thing too, though, is that you know, Apple's always been at the forefront of like media, as far as putting media, as far as like DJing, you know, shooting video and putting videos together. I always look at PC more like, you know, the office, inside the office, putting documents together, you know, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
The multimedia, Apple's been at the forefront of that, you know, as far as that scene goes.
Yeah, because you got to look at its roots, right? Because it was a desktop publishing, you know, monster at the time, right? When the Mac started, Apple started, right? Desktop publishing. And it will continue to dominate the market, and as far as that goes. Or as you said, Mark, you know, the PCs are able to do a jack of all trades within that business environment because you got all the market bundles that go with it. You know, the PowerPoint gives you the videos, gives you the Word, gives you the list goes on and on and on, right? That you use for everyday business. All right, brothers. Thank you, Rodney. Appreciate your time.
Have a wonderful day. It was great to talk to you.
Thank you. You do all too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
If anybody's influenced on buying a Mac or Apple product, I am not a representative of this company. and no, I'm not helping you out on your funds if you spend money. So if you've been influenced, it's not my fault.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
No, but it's a good way to go, especially with drone flying and content and stuff. It's a good way to go.
Yeah, because those M1 chips run pretty cool too, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I've never had any problems with it running hot.
No, yeah, because the fans hardly ever fire up on those, do they? They're very, very quiet.
And if I'm like on the go and I have to do something on my MacBook, I could never rest that thing on my lap. Because it gets so hot putting together video. Yeah. Where the M1, the Mac Mini with the M1 chip, never got any hot at all.
That's right.
I'm sorry, guys. Brad Austin just pointed out that I was muted. Al, if you're still listening, thanks for being here, brother. I forgot I'd turned my microphone off because I was looking at a different video here. And there's another video that Ari sent. But so I turned the mic off in case there's any sound and I wouldn't interrupt you guys. So I apologize for that. But
We thought you was having a moment of silence, Rodney.
No, I'll have that after this is over.
All right.
That's the second time tonight you've forgot to turn your microphone on.
I know it. I must be getting that old timer's disease.
After
I think
the,
so.
after the program here, he's gonna drop the mic too. There it is.
Here you go.
There it is.
Mic
Yes.
drop.
Awesome. Hey, listen, gentlemen, I gotta step out. My wife just gave me the look.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Yes, that means it's time to do the honeydew list. I gotta take her out. We're gonna go get some stuff for the backyard, make it all pretty and everything, so
Okay.
we can
All right.
enjoy our backyard here. You
We
guys
have
have
30
a wonderful
minutes.
day. Be blessed, man. It's always a pleasure.
It's good
Thanks,
having you,
You
Mark.
too.
See you later.
Take
Definitely,
care, Mark.
guys.
You have a good one, brother.
You take it easy, bro.
I want to welcome Fly Zone Drones to the chat,
Hello, Fly Zone.
and it's probably a good idea to go ahead and close this one out today.
Yep, now that I'm home, you might as well.
Yep.
Sorry, Dennis. I do want to talk to you for a minute, though.
Okay,
But
sure.
We'll do that offline.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, Peter, thank you for popping in, brother. It's been a while since you've been on the panel.
Yeah, I was doing a bit of research the other day. I think last time I was on your panel was back about mid-February. I think it was. It has
I
been
believe
quite
it
a while.
was, yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Always great to see you, sir.
It
oh
is.
thank you, Dennis. Thank you,
And
Dennis.
I was
And it-
confused when I was driving. I couldn't hear or see very well, so somebody was leaving. I thought it was you, but and that was a long time ago. I don't know if you noticed. I said, "Oh, Peter, always great to see you. Bye-bye now." So whatever.
And for the record,
take that
Peter,
piece and put it here.
and for the record, Peter, we
Yes?
do like you.
I do.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's nice to know. Thank you.
So,
I like you guys too, or otherwise I wouldn't be here.
well, that's a good thing then, brother.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm
We'll catch
leaving
you another
too.
time then.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
All right.
All
Bye-bye.
right, love you, Dennis. Bye, everyone in chat. Bye.
Bye. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. Fly Zone Drones, sorry you came in so late. Maybe next time. No biggie. I'm still glad to have you in the chat. Hot Rod Daytona, hope you have a good day. Everybody, I hope you all have a good day. Don't forget tomorrow, Sunday Sunrise Cruise. Or the Sunday Sunrise Crew. Starts with Drone Bum. Comes to me here in Virginia. Goes to Dennis Lovelady in Georgia. On to Arkansas with Fly Natural. And then to Texas with the House of Hope. Chris Hope, of course. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Be good. Be safe. Love y'all. Bye now.